brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like,
Hey, beautiful people. It's me, Daejahmariej, and you're now watching Jaw TV. If this is your first time seeing this beautiful face of mine, stop what you're doing and subscribe to this channel. You will love it here. Trust me, you will. And also, please do not forget to give my videos a thumbs up, a like, and also leave a comment. Doing these things help YouTube push my channel out into the algorithm, way more people can discover my channel. So boom, let's get into it. We have a part two to I Stole Her Man. If you guys have not watched part one, please stop what you're doing and go ahead and watch that video and then come back to this video because you will be lost, you will be confused. Or if you're a wild one like me and just be jumping into the middle of the teen, don't know what's going on, by all means. But don't say I didn't warn you. If I look crusty, if I look miserable, if I look drained, that's because I am. I just got off a 12-hour shift and I got my coffee. I'm just trying to hurry up and do this video so I can go to bed. It is currently, I don't have my watch on. It's probably like around 8 o'clock. I don't know. So in the last video, I left off with how me and Ronnie ended and what somebody, a mutual friend, had told me, the real scoop and the real tea on what was the real deal between Ronnie and Kaylee. Okay, so let's get straight into the video. Like I said, I wasn't trying to give nothing up, right? I wasn't trying to give nothing up because I knew in my mind that eventually Ronnie's gonna graduate, he's gonna leave, he's gonna be exposed to older women, and I'm gonna be phased out. So I just didn't think it was wise to sit there and lose my debit card to somebody that is going to have access to more debit cards, if you catch my drift. And yeah, so I want to say I ended up having this criminal justice class, right? And we're going to call this friend of mine Diary, right? Because she used to call me her diary. And if you don't know, like, if you are a Gen Z or maybe even a millennial, but I would say Gen Z, honestly, because I can't speak for the millennials. So there used to be this thing on Instagram where you put like a list of these names, and these names are supposed to be associated with people, right? So a diary will be somebody that you tell everything to, and that diary is not supposed to tell anybody else what you tell them. You know what I mean? Like, they, you know how you write in a diary and everything's supposed to stay in the diary and nobody's supposed to invade your space or invade your privacy to go into that diary and find out your deepest darkest secrets. So that's what a diary is. Or like your left hand or your right hand man or woman or whatever case may be, those are most likely your most trustworthy person. That's the person that you rely on to like get the stuff done, like get the job done, and so on and so forth. You guys catch my drift or whatever. I was her diary, but for the sake of the video, we're gonna call her diary. So again, criminal justice class. I don't remember what period this was, but this had to been like either in the middle of the school day or towards the end or something like that. I truly can't remember. So me and Diary would always sit together. We would sit like to all the way to the far left of the class, and we're vibing, we're cool. So Diary is already aware of me and Ronnie because Diary was the main one hyping me up, boosting my head up, and I was like, "Oh my god, he's so fine. You get all the fine dudes." So one particular day, like I'm walking into the classroom and Diary just has like this devastated look on her face, and I'm thinking that something is wrong with her, but little did I know that she had news for me. I come and sit down and I'm like, "Hey Diary, what's up?" We're talking, and then I get into like, "Are you okay?" Wide a long face, and she's like, "Daejah, I got something to tell you. You may not like this, but I feel like as your friend I need to tell you this." So I'm like, why, what's up? Automatically I already knew it had something to do with a nigga, but I wasn't even sure what was it about. I'm just like, oh god damn, something else done happened. It's always something. Girl, just tell me. Yes, it was during class change. One of her classes was in particular hallway that we used to call the football hallway, and the reason why we call it the football hallway because that was the hallway that the football players had to go through to either get to the back where the football field is or whatever, or the stadium, or like they go back there to get to their lockers and the showers and all that stuff. So that area we would call the football hallway. And also because it freaking it smelled like feet in that hallway. So um I feel like no matter if you went to that school or not, going through that hallway and catching a big whiff of that damn hallway, you already know who was running through these hallways, and it was the musty ass football players. In the midst of her walking that hallway, she seen Ronnie hugged up on another girl. And I mean, like, hugged up, like he's behind her and he got his arms around her body type stuff. And he wouldn't let the girl go. It's like, oh, hell no. Like, whole time. And I'm just going off. I'm just like, oh, hell no. Whole time he was just at my house yesterday trying to get some, this is that, and he want to be all hugged up on another bitch. So I asked her, like, describe what this girl looked like. She was trying to describe what the girl looked like, but what I got from it was that this was a girl that was also on the track team with him. So I was like, damn, I can't compete with that. I can't compete with that because if you know how them track girlies be built, I can't compete with that. Like, I was in high school, I was a twig and I had no ass. All I had to me was face, hair, personality, shape, because I most definitely did have a Coke bottle shape. Now I'm a fucking pear. Hips, thighs, but I had no ass. Yeah. I wasn't dealt with good cards. You see, I already knew that this was gonna happen. And this is why I didn't want to take this boy too seriously. And to all my young girls who are in high school, do not take these dudes too seriously. I know it's easier said than done, but you're going to reach my age, which is 25, and you're going to look back and you're going to realize, bro, why was I being OD? Fooling around with them upperclassmen. I'm telling you, it's going to be your waste, like the most waste of time that you ever could think of. So I already knew what I was about to do, and I was going to turn up. And that's exactly what I did. I turned the fuck up on Ronnie. And I don't know if I did it in person or I don't know if I did it over the phone, but just know I turned up on Ronnie and I was accusing him of cheating, even though we were not together. Like, we wasn't officially boyfriend and girlfriend because he never popped the question. We were going steady, or we were carrying on as if we were boyfriend and girlfriend, because other people like that was around us did think that me and him were dating, but I never said that me and him were dating. We were just going with the flow, like we had no label. Of course, Ronnie is denying the situation, or Ronnie's playing fucking dumb, and he's just like, what girl? I wasn't with no girl at this time or during class period change. This is that, blah blah blah. Now that I'm older and I'm looking back at it, maybe he could be telling the truth, maybe he wasn't, but it doesn't really matter because we didn't last anyways, because it ended up phasing out. So I mean, maybe Diary could have lied. Maybe Diary could have sabotaged what we had got going on to get me up off of him, because remember I said that she found him pretty attractive too. Pretty popular. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, he was pretty popular, but at the same time he was low key in a sense. I always used to like, that was just my type of dudes that I would always mess with, even till this day. Like, my boyfriend is a laid back, low key person, but very well known. So yeah. Um, fast forward, y'all. Like, I don't even know how me and him just stopped talking. It's just, as days went on, it was just more so on some, like, the communication started to get lower and lower and lower as time went on. And you already know what they say, like, when the communication starts to get slower between y'all two, like, the communication is strengthening with somebody else, with that person. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was the it between me and Ronnie. Like that's all it took for me to get up off that dude. So now let's get into um what was sold to me. So this had to been like a good month or two later. And it's so funny because back then in high school, things felt like it was forever, but things were actually happening really, really quick. Like things progressed really, really quick. So I used to think like things was happening between like 6 months apart, but really and truly, it was only like a month later. Hell, probably just even 3 weeks. So not too long after, right? I'm walking home because that's typically at that time, like I was walking home, walking to and from school. Sometimes I'll catch a ride with somebody, and but majority of the time I was on foot. So this time, I believe if I'm not mistaken, me and Kaylee fell out again, or Kaylee was just on some different type of timing. Like I think Kaylee was just on some different type of timing. This is when Kaylee just starts to be in her whole phase and she was just doing all kind of stuff. I just can't remember why. It was either that or Kaylee didn't come to school that day, so I had to walk home by myself. As I'm walking home, we have this mutual friend that was actually Kaylee's neighbor, right? We're gonna name her Desire because I want to make the names like not too similar, but easy for me to just remember like these different names. So we're gonna call her Desire. So Desire, right, was walking. It's so funny because like Desire used to walk around with a fucking blanket. I don't know. I think she was walking with a blanket at this time, or she had on like a damn hoodie. And in South Florida culture, it could be blazing balls outside, and we're wearing a full blown hoodie even with the damn hood over our head, and we don't even care. Like it just didn't. I don't know what was wrong with us, and it didn't bother us too. It really did not bother us. Me doing if I were to do that now, walking outside, oh, I'm gonna be sweating bullets, and the ambulance is gonna have to come and pick me up because I'm gonna pass out due to extreme dehydration and exhaustion. I don't know how we were doing it back then. So y'all, she is calling me. She's like, Daejah, Daejah, yo, Daejah, Daejah. So I turn around and I look, and then it was Desire. So Desire's like, wait up. So she starts like sprinting, and then she slowed down, and she's like, fuck, girl, I don't got time for that running shit. So I stopped so she could catch up to me, and then we started walking home together, right? So as we're walking home, we're just talking, and she's telling me how, like, I guess her and Kaylee had a falling out or a disagreement or whatever case may be. But mind you, not only was Kaylee like being around a group of guys with Ronnie, his brother, like his family, um Kevin, which is Kaylee's on and off type thing. And who was the other one? Who was the other one? No, KJ was not around because, like I said, KJ did not go to our school. Kevin is the one who ended up coming to our school. So, yeah. So she hung out with that group or whatever. So did Desire, because Desire was also cool and friends with all of them. And, her homegirls were friends with them too. So from time to time, they will all hang out, or they'll, all be at parties with each other or something like that. Right. Or they all used to really go to, I think they used to hang out with Desire at her house sometimes. So Desire is telling me how, her and Kaylee had some type of falling out. We get into talking about Ronnie. Now, I can't remember how we got into talking about Ronnie, but this is when Desire ended up revealing what was really tea. I believe Kaylee had asked what happened between me and Ronnie, or the case may be. So I told her, and she asked me, like, what happened between like me and Kaylee, or the case may be, because like remember we were talking about how her and Kaylee had fell out. So I most likely had told her how, dang, me and Kaylee, sorry, excuse me and Kaylee been falling out too, because me and Kaylee been falling out since 8th grade, which is crazy. Like, and it was always because of her and her dumb shit and whatever shit she's pulling or whatever the fuck she's mad about that freaking month, right? So, we're talking about that. So now we're finding out that we have like a common interest or like a common denominator when it comes to Kaylee, right? And that's when Desire gets into about her and Ronnie. So I must have said something to where it made not Kaylee, it must have made Desire say this. Desire ended up telling me that Ronnie and Kaylee was never a thing. So I said, hold up. What you talking about, girl? From what Kaylee had told me or what Kaylee was going around making people seem like that was her man. So what are you talking about? So Desire was like, I know. She was going around telling damn near the whole school that I was her man, but it really wasn't her man. So she's like, let me lay it out for you. You know me and Ronnie. She's like, I don't know if you know, but me and Ronnie are actually cool. And I actually had a conversation with Ronnie to see what was going on and what was up. He said that the only reason why him and Kaylee was even introduced or even was talking to each other or whatever case may be was because he felt bad for her. Now you're probably wondering, okay, why did he feel bad for her? He felt bad for Kaylee because of what his friend, which is Kevin, Kaylee's on and off boo thing, was that be doing to her. Like I said in the last story time, Kevin be cheating on her. Kevin be doing grimy stuff. I had to watch the video to know that Kevin is grimy as fuck in the things that he has done. So he's grimy. Ronnie sees this. Ronnie knows it. So Ronnie was just trying to be, I guess, like a friend to Kaylee and just to be like a listening ear for Kaylee. So of course, a girl as a young girl, you're vulnerable and you're going through a situation with somebody that's supposed to be your boyfriend, but they're not treating you right. So when another guy steps in and is trying to be nice to you, you're going to take it the wrong way and you're going to think, oh, this boy likes me too. Let me talk to him. Let me get with him. But that's not the case. She read the room entirely wrong. Ronnie did not like her like that. So I asked Desire, I'm like, okay, so when it got to the point where Kaylee is becoming too attached, what did Ronnie say? So she was telling me how Ronnie didn't know how to break it to her, like, yo, I didn't come here to I'm not here to be your man, or I'm not here to talk to you or like in that type of way. Like, he was just being a listening ear and trying to like help her. Didn't know how to like break it down softly without her crashing the fuck out, or without her tweaking, because she is a tweaker. So he just didn't know how to like communicate with her, like, no, this ain't that. So that's basically what it was. And she was like, trust me, Kaylee became super duper attached and she made it up in her mind that that was her new man, and it was never given that. And I'm just like, wow. And the whole time they were never dating. That's pretty much the end of this video. Like, I don't have anything else to say, because honestly, that was just the end of that chapter when it comes to Ronnie and Kaylee, and Ronnie and me, or Ronnie and I. And yeah, after that, Ronnie went on to follow me for many, 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 many years, until I decided to remove Ronnie off of my shit, because I don't know. I do know. He just was one of those people that was just the top 10 or the top 5 people that will be the ones to watch my stories, like when I post them on social media or like on Instagram. And I wasn't feeling that really. I wasn't feeling that anymore. And he was just like literally became a monitoring spirit, just like all the other motherfuckers that I had to remove off of my social media, because I don't mess with that. Like, you don't like nothing, you don't interact with nothing. I get it. Like, you don't have to comment anything because I am in a relationship, but you and I know each other. Why are you here? Other than to just, I guess, watch me. But that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope that this was a good conclusion to part one. This is the end of like, end of the parts of whatever, like the whole Ronnie situation. And I stole her man, but I really did not steal that girl man because they was never together. All right. Delusional is what she is and what she was. All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I see you guys next time in the next video. So literally, as I record this video, I will be editing it today and I'm going to be pushing it out today. So again, subscribe to your girl because I'm out here working. Okay, got off a 12-hour shift and I clocked into my next shift. Bye, y'all.